Dringo man iddo trwy nawr. Gwelaf yn olwg anam yn addoed wen. Nid y dyliddiau daeth I lawr. O drych hanner awyr beth yw gariad. Y fydd y plentyn yn bangalon yn codi newch. Gallai hwylio troi tonau mor anrhydd. Beth am byw trwy tymhorau fy mywyd I. Wel fi sydd ofnaf newid yn fy mywyd bod â ti. Ond maeth amser yn heibio y plant a'n heneiddio a dwi'n tyfu'n hen o hyd. A dwi'n tyfu'n hen o hyd. Oh, take my love, take it down. Ooh, climb a mountain and I turned around. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, a landslide will bring me down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, a landslide will bring me down. Oh, 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 oh. Diolch. My name's Emma Winter. I was a semi-finalist on Team Bronwyn ar y Llais, and it's my pleasure to be here today. The next song I'm going to sing for you is actually my blind audition song. This is Tia Fi. Gwelaf nawr y mallid hael, cerddon ni am y nail dan gilydd. Toddi calon fy nalon I, gwelaf ddiddodol y cadar ni'n glir nawr. Pandar nos coeban ysgafna na I, dan yn dilyn oelio I, a mae'n hoes. Edrycha I fy llygau di, rod y gariad llawn I mi. Dwi'n dy garu di ers oes, ti a fi, ti a fi, ti a fi. Ti a fi, ti a fi, ti a fi. Brwydro nawr yn amser maith, ti a fi ar un daith dan gilydd. Heb trwy dy gefn arna I, trwy pob peth arosais ti yn ffyddlon. Pandar y nos coeban ysgafna na I, dan yn dilyn oelio I, a mae'n hoes. Edrycha I fy llygau di, rod y gariad llawn I mi. Dwi'n dy garu ti ers oes, ti sefyll gyda ddi, dim ond ti a fi. Wrth efrod y wyneb di, mae pob peth yn iawn, mae fy ngalon yn llawn. Gwelaf nawr y mallid hael, cerddon ni am yn ail dan gilydd. O, ti a fi, ti a fi, ti a fi. Ti a fi, ti a fi, ti a fi. Ti a fi, ti a fi, ti a fi. Ti a fi, ti a fi, ti a fi. Diolch. Dwi'n dysgu Cymraeg, so y can nesaf yn Saesneg, fy hoff can i o'r enw Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell. And it was my Nana's funeral yesterday, so I want to dedicate this. They played this at the funeral, and I want to dedicate this to her. And I recorded this with Bronwyn recently as well. So this is Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell. Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. And I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's cloud illusions that I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way that you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave them laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. And I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions that I recall. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds, I've looked at life that way. But now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say that I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. And I've looked at life from both sides now, from a win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions that I recall. I really don't know life at all. And I've looked at life from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's life's illusions that I recall. I really don't know life. I really don't know life at all. Diolch. I've got one. Just one more, yeah. Do you want Anna Arqué at the end? Okay, I'm going to do one last song. This next song, I sang at the callbacks on Llais. It's written by a man called Robert Arwyn. It's called Annibyniaeth Angel. And 4 of us were lucky enough to get to sing this song on the Llais. So this is Annibyniaeth Angel. Mae hamian hwyr ar ddynes anfyneffro, a maeiliad rydw i'n credu dy fod arno, a chlywaf alaw isel, dy Llais yn galw'n dawel, yn ffonaf angel I warchodi. Ac ambell waith yn galon berw bywyd, rwy'n teimlo'n unig ac yn isel hefyd. Ond pan rwyf ar fy mluniau, fy welaf drwy fy nagrau, a chofio a geiriau dwedaist wrtha I. Annibyniaeth angel I dy warchod heno, annibyniaeth angel i'r gysurol di. Mae'r sŵn dy Llais yn ddigon I chwalu holl ymheuon, annibyniaeth angel ata ti. Ti yw'r angel sydd yma'n wastadol, yn gofalu amdanaf, le bynnag yn byddaf. Ti yw fy'r angel gwagheidiol, a chofio geiriau dwedaist wrtha I. Annibyniaeth angel I dy warchod heno, annibyniaeth angel i'r gysurol di. Mae'r sŵn dy ata ti. Diolch yn fawr, Cymru am byth.
Before I say anything, I think we need to give Emma the biggest round of applause for that. Diolch yn fawr iawn. There was a point just then, I don't know whether you noticed it, where I almost got the wrong mic. Had I got the right mic, that mic, I'd have had to have sung, and that's really not very good. Croeso I BARRI pawb. Croeso I BARRI beidos, pawb. I'm Mark, and I'm one of the organisers of today's event. I'm also a local councillor. And I am so proud to see this many people calling for independence in my hometown. You do not know how much that means to me. And I'm saying this as someone who originally didn't believe in independence. But like most of those people who we walked past just then, who looked at us with smiling faces, who looked at us as they were filming as we were going past, they all know that the UK is a failed state. And they know that ultimately we need to put an end to that, and we'll be putting an end to it via Annibyniaeth and Gymru. It's really important to be in BARRI because places like BARRI are the places when we win, we win. So everybody who's seen you here today with your flags, smiling faces, and everything else will leave here going, do you know, that independence lot, they're all right, aren't they? They'll be starting to think, well, actually, this is the route that we need to go on. Now, those who might know Sean Jobbins, he stole my only really good line today, but I'm going to use it again. We've heard a lot of people, you know, oggy, 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 you don't. You know what to do. But given that BARRI's the place that we need to win, and when we win BARRI, we win. There's other places like BARRI, Bridgend, Wrexham, places like that, Merthyr. When we win them, we win. So Sean's stolen line, a bit like oggy, 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 and we'll finish this piece with that, is when I say BARRI, you say yes. Okay? Does anyone not understand this? Okay. BARRI, BARRI, BARRI! Yes, yes, yes. Oi, oi, oi is good, but yes, yes, yes is better. They've got to hear you when we went on that march there. Let's do it again. BARRI, BARRI, BARRI! Yes, yes, yes! BARRI! Yes! BARRI! Yes! BARRI, BARRI, BARRI! Yes, yes, yes! Give yourself a round of applause. We're going to take a group photo in a second, but before we... Should we do that now? We're going to take a group photo. So if anyone wants, all the speakers want to come up onto the front of the stage, and anyone who wants to take a photo, then please do. And then I'll introduce the first person. So, look like we care about independence. Yay! Okay. Turn around. So all of you who are enjoying the biggest indie market ever on one of these indie marches, I'd encourage you to start moving your way back now because we've got some great speakers coming on. I do encourage you to stay. We've got some people who want to talk about their journey to independence and why it's so important. The first of these has been described as a rising starlet of Plaid Cymru. She stood in the general election in Cardiff West recently, and she's going to talk to you now. And her name is, give a really big BARRI Beidos welcome to Kiera Marshall. Diolch yn fawr.
Shemai BARRI. Wow, just look at you all. Dach chi'n edrych yn lovely. It's one of the biggest honours of my life to be speaking to you all today. To the people who've come out onto our streets with hope for an independent Wales. So diolch o galon for being here and diolch the organisers for making today happen. So yeah, my name's Kiera Marshall and I'm a political activist based in Cardiff. I'm involved with Plaid Cymru, Yes Cymru and other community level activism as well. But more than that, I'm a young woman who's had enough. I've had enough of seeing our country be left behind. I grew up only an hour from here in Swansea, and as a girl, looking out across Swansea Bay, I never imagined I'd be doing anything like this. My parents split up during the financial crash, and my mum moved to Town Hill, which was one of the most deprived council estates in the whole of Europe at the time. So I grew up there in the face of austerity, as opportunity collapsed, and as people had to fight for dignity. I've just turned 27, and it feels like my whole life, as long as I can remember, it's just been one crisis after another. My generation is yet to know a time that wasn't shaped by crisis. From the financial crash of 2008, from austerity, to the COVID-19 pandemic, and to the cost of living crisis. We have known instability, not just as a chapter, but as the setting of our entire story. So it's absolutely no surprise to me that a recent poll by Yes Cymru found that 72% of people my age support independence. Of course we do. Young people in Wales know what it is to be forgotten about and sidelined and ignored. We are the generation bearing the brunt of a UK system that is clearly not working. Wales has been and continues to be underinvested in by Westminster. Our population never lifted out of poverty, but also not entrusted with the tools or the financial levers to just do the job ourselves. Just look most recently. While Westminster rushes to save English steel, Welsh steel is left to die just down the road in Port Talbot. If we were independent, we could have nationalised Welsh steel and saved those jobs ourselves, unconstrained by the borrowing powers of the Senedd or parties based in Westminster. The consequences of Westminster's neglect ripples through our families, through our communities, and through the very soul of our nation. It is unbearable, and we cannot let it continue. But we are here today, not just naming the problem, but becoming the solution. I speak often of being from Town Hill and my experience of growing up there, but I don't speak nearly enough of how proud I am to be from Town Hill. Despite the headlines and the stigma, it is a place of community. It's a place where my neighbours shared what little they had, where love lies between the cracks, and we in Wales know that community is forged in hardship. So much of what I do today is because of my love for where I grew up, whether that's Town Hill or Wales. The people where I grew up cared for one another, even when their own government didn't. And that is what I ask of you all today, to care for one another, to show that pride and care in our communities is a form of protest, and remind people in Wales that while Westminster doesn't care, we do, and because of that, when we govern ourselves, our future will no longer be so bleak. I said earlier that it was one of the greatest honours of my life speaking to you all today. And aren't I lucky? Because at the same time, I'm currently experiencing the greatest honour of my life as I'm pregnant with my first child. And oh, has it motivated me. I am a woman on a mission. Because how do I comfortably bring a child into this country where 34% of our children live in poverty? It breaks my heart. And in the middle of a cost of living crisis, supermarkets increased their prices whilst children in Wales went hungry. And in the middle of an energy crisis, while energy giants made record profits, children in Wales went to bed cold. And since the financial crash, the wealthiest in the UK have got richer and richer, whilst children in Wales have got poorer. And Westminster do nothing. Nothing when our children go hungry, nothing when our children go cold, and nothing as their futures dim. But it doesn't have to be this way. With independence, we could rein in supermarket giants and actually support local producers. With independence, we could bring energy into public hands. And with independence, we could build a fairer economy with a progressive tax system that puts our most vulnerable and our local economies first. So when people ask me, can we afford to be independent? I ask, how can we afford not to? Because it is not that Wales is too poor, it is the UK keeps us poor. It is that inequality is baked into every level of the union and the UK system. And Barry, we will not let this go on. I cannot wait to stand with you all again, not in protest, but in celebration of the day we finally get to take our future back into our own hands and turn our fates around. When the future is no longer written for us, but by us. So thank you, Barry. It's been an honour. Diolch yn fawr.
Wow, thanks, Kiera. Before we start, can I just ask that people move forward a bit? The reason for that is just we need to make sure this barrier is not. This is where you come to. Okay, so please come forward. Thank you. Oh, the ones at the back, please come forward. Bridge, you can rest on here if you want to. You're more than welcome to. Yeah, don't use it. It is a mosh pit. We're going to have a video now about a long-lost Welsh sport that the video will, frankly, say it all. Cue the video.
Pnawn da gyfeillion. Good afternoon, one and all. My name's Steve Lake. I'm a member of ICEC Cymru Pen y Bont, and I'm also Secretary of Campau Celtaidd Cymru, ECEC. I want to talk to you today about Bando. Has anyone ever heard of it? In recognition of the historical connection of Margam with Bando, we're organising a mini tournament at Margam Cricket Club during Eisteddfod week for Year 6, that's under 10, pupils from 3 local primary schools. Why are we doing this? And why is ICEC Cymru so keen to support us? As well as campaigning for independence, we believe we should become independent, wherever and however we can, including in sport. We want this mini tournament to spark a revival of Bando and other traditional Welsh sports, including Knapan, Pêl Law and Pêl Fas. In each case, Welsh language and traditions will be front and centre, and young people will be provided an opportunity to experience all aspects of their culture outside the 4 walls of their school classroom. This fostering of Welsh identity and national self-confidence will inevitably feed into the work of ICEC Cymru and the drive for independence. Wrth gwrs, mae hyn oll yn gostus. Bydd rhaid ni dalu, enghraifft, am yr offer chwarae, yswiriant a chymorth cynta. This venture is inevitably costly though. For example, we need to pay for the playing equipment, insurance and first aid cover. ECEC is a not-for-profit community interest company created by ICEC Cymru members, and while ICEC Cymru has underwritten a large chunk of the costs to get the ball rolling, and we've created a Just Giving page, we still need to raise more funds. A portion of your donations in today's buckets will be devoted to the Margam event, or you can contribute at our stall, where you can also learn more about Bando, the Margam event, and our aims as an organisation. Please call by for a chat. If you'd like to learn more or get involved, we also welcome volunteers. So feel free to leave your contact details and we'll keep you in touch with developments. Diolch yn fawr am eich amser a mwynhewch weddill y prynhawn.
Diolch, Steve. Now, it's rare at these rallies that you get a double attendee, a double speaker. But our next speaker sang at the amazing march, if those were you. Anyone who was at Merthyr's March? Do you remember Merthyr's March? It was brilliant, wasn't it? Well, Eädyth sang there, but here she is to talk to you. So, Eädyth Crawford.
Shwmae pawb. Mae'n pleser bod yma heddiw. Diolch yn fawr I Orlando yn Banner, I ICEC Cymru am cael fi lan ar y llwyfan. Diolch am ddathlu, am orymdeithio, am gefnogi, a dwi just mor lwcus I cael y siawns yma I siarad a I meddwl am rhywbeth I ddweud. When I first got asked to do this speech, I started immediately doubting my ability to even give speeches. I wasn't sure what I could say, how I could come across, what to be like. But this kind of made me realise and start realising how important it is for people like myself to be given a stage and a voice, because perspectives such as mine really do matter. I'm here as someone who's not heavily political, but I am someone who cares deeply about Wales, and also about the people I work with and grow with and make friendships with, and of course the future of Wales and the future we can create together. I'r rhai o chi sydd ddim yn nabod fi, fi yw Eädyth Crawford, canwr, perfformwr a ysgrifennwr dwyieithog, ac am rhan fwyaf o fy ngyrfa dwi wedi bod yn ffodus I weithio fel creadigwr annibynnol. Mae lot o'r gwaith fi'n neud yn cynnwys mentora I artistiaid yng Nghymru, a pob tro fi'n gweld pa mor anhygoel yw I weld a gweithio gyda'r pobl sydd yn siapio y genedl hon heddiw. It's always such a pleasure to be met with the strength, resilience, drive, confidence and creativity that exists within our communities today. These communities matter, our communities matter, and when we feel seen and heard, especially by those who lead us, it always encourages us further to want to be a part of the story and history, and most importantly, to feel a sense of belonging here in Wales. Independence for me isn't just about politics, it's about self-belief. It's about building a Wales where every person, no matter their background, their race, their accent, or where they live, grows up knowing that they belong here. Dyma'r math o Gymru rydw I eisiau bod yn rhan o. Cymru gynhwysol, greadigol, lleisgar sydd yn croesawu pawb ac yn sefyll dros bawb. A country where creativity isn't just encouraged, it's celebrated, and where music, art and culture are at the root of our society. And that continues to shape us. Diolch. I've been lucky enough to see what happens when we do invest into our communities, when we invest into our young people, and when we invest into kindness and care, and that slowly starts to change us and our perspectives. Dyma pam dwi'n credu mewn Cymru sy'n buddsoddi yn ei cymunedau. Cymru sy'n codi plant a phobl allan o glodi. Nid yn unig drwy bolisïau, ond trwy newid gwirioneddol yn ei cymunedau. Rwy'n credu mewn Cymru lle nad yw hunaniaeth yn cael ei gwestiynu. Dim ots os chi'n siarad Cymraeg yn rhugl, dim ond yn dysgu, neu ddim ond yn gwybod ble I ddechrau. Mae'r iaith, y stori a hanes Cymraeg yn perthyn I ni gyd. Mae Gymraeg yn perthyn I bawb. Our culture isn't just something we need to preserve, it's something that we seriously need to grow. Independence, I think, gives us that chance to decide what kind of Wales we want to be, to shape our identity, shape an identity that reflects our values, our difference, and those that need to be celebrated. Felly, dwi yma heddiw, da ni yma heddiw. Let's not forget that this isn't just about the independence of Wales, but the independence sydd yn perthyn I pob un person fan hyn. Mae rhaid I ni adeiladu Cymru lle mae llais pawb yn cyfri, lle ni gyd yn cymryd rheolaeth dros ein dyfodol a siapio'r dyfodol gyda'n gilydd. Felly, ymlaen at Gymru fwy cynhwysol, mwy unedig a mwy hunanbwysig. Ymlaen at Annibyniaeth. Diolch yn fawr.
Brilliant, Eädyth. Brilliant. So, the next speaker we've got is from the Wales Green Party. It's another young woman who wants to talk to you about the difference that independence can make to each and every one of the people in towns like Barri and elsewhere across Wales. So give a warm welcome to Tessa Marshall.
Okay, diolch yn fawr pawb. Chi'n gallu clywed fi'n iawn? Can you hear me? Excellent. Mae'r Blaid Gwerth yn gwybod ni yn glir ni angen Cymru annibynnol. Westminster is failing to deliver even the basics. We need food, shelter, warmth, community and peace. But under Westminster, we have empty tables, cold, damp homes and genocide. Cuts to the winter fuel allowance led to 3 in 4 pensioners admitting they were cold in their homes this winter. Liz Kendall recently announced cuts of £5 billion to the welfare budget, plunging 250,000 people into poverty, including 50,000 children. 30% of children in Wales already live in poverty. At the same time, Rachel Reeves announced defence spending is to increase by £2.2 billion in the next year alone. In 2025-26, it's estimated the UK military budget will hit £86 billion, making the UK the country with the 6th largest military budget in the world. This is absolutely unacceptable. When children don't even have books on their shelves, when the Vale of Glamorgan has seen a 24% increase in the use of food banks in the last year, when rent and bills and childcare make up almost all of people's income, Westminster is busy cutting the lifeline of PIP, universal credit, and keeping the 2-child benefit cap. Instead of investing in our communities, the UK is investing in money and resources and in weapons and the military, capitulating to Trump's demand that the UK puts more and more into war. Not only are Westminster spending public money on weapons of war, but they're directly fueling wars and genocides across the world, selling arms and intelligence to countries like Saudi Arabia and Israel. There are over 70,000 people dead in Gaza, buried under British and American-made bombs. No food or water has entered Gaza in 9 weeks. 60,000 children are showing signs of malnutrition. 3,500 children have already died from malnutrition in Gaza. Save the Children estimates life expectancy in Gaza is now just 40.6 years old. Israel drenches our planet in blood, directly aided by British weapons and intelligence. And just last week, UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy invited Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Saar to London. Westminster is not content with taking winter fuel support from pensioners or food from the plates of children, but is helping Israel legitimize and deliver the total destruction of Gaza, leveling homes, schools, hospitals, places of worship, establishing a famine, and totally and utterly bombarding a civilian population in the most vicious, sadistic ways imaginable. Instead of fighting for justice, the British state is single-minded in upholding an international order which sees civilian and children's lives as expendable. An independent Wales is necessary to stand against this war on children. We must stand against this war on children and stand up for the disabled and the poor. Gall Cymru annibynnol wir roi heddwch ar waith. Take money from the poor, from the arms dealers, and profiteers, energy bosses and landlords, and put it into the hands of the children. An independent Wales in an independent Wales and in parliaments across the UK, Greens will keep pushing further for children at home and across the world. We'll demand an end to hunger, cold and wet homes, and fund a decent start to life by demanding a wealth tax, legally binding targets to eliminate child poverty and rent controls. In the Senedd, Green MSs will actively pursue policies and actions from the Welsh Government that end our complicity in the violence. We will demand an audit of Welsh finance to identify what financial connections we have that are aiding Israel and demand these are redirected. We'll pursue a sports boycott and demand Wales refuses to host Israeli teams as long as the elimination of Gaza and illegal settlement of the West Bank continues. It is beyond shameful that Cardiff is hosting Israel in the European Netball Tournament from the 7th to the 11th of May. Greens will collaborate across the Senedd to ensure we will implement the Boycott, Divest, Sanction framework and ensure Wales is never again complicit in genocide. We can't afford to go on as we are, with millions of pounds in profit being made on the backs of the most vulnerable by private corporations, energy bosses, bankers, arms dealers and landlords who have our communities in a chokehold. Fel Cymru gallwn ni ddewis, I torri allan o'r cylchred o trais a rhyfela, gallwn ymladd am fyd wahanol. An independent Wales can stand for a different world. One where we nurture our children and our communities, where we champion human rights and the rights of children and trans rights. Where we stand with others across the world who fought to protect their lands from colonisation and exploitation and demand peace alongside them. We need an independent Wales because we owe it to ourselves, our forefathers and our children that we create a world where peace is necessary, where peace is delivered and where children don't have to experience hunger, cold or the genocide of their people. The legacy of an independent Wales must be built on a commitment to food, warmth, community, shelter and peace. Diolch yn fawr.
Thank you, Tessa, and it's great to have the international perspective brought into the conversation as well. And we're going to do that again now because sometimes you can feel like you're on your own, and Wales is on its own doing its, moving towards an independent nation. But we're just going to play a video from ICEC, from small countries that support what we're doing. We've got some messages from hope from across the rest of the world.
Euskal Herritik, ICEC Cymru eta Galesko independentziaren aldeko mugimenduari gure babesa eta gure sostengua bidali nahi dugu. ICEC osatzen dugun eragile guztiok helburu bera partekatzen dugu. Gure nazioen independentzia, gizarte justu bat eta gure kultura, gure hizkuntza eta gure nortasuna babestu ahal izateko eta garatu ahal izateko. Rydyn ni eisiau dangos, da ni eisiau rhoi ein hoff cefnogaeth I Rali da chi'n mynd I cynnal ar 20 mis Ebrill Anna Arqué. Pob lwyddiant I chi. Gora Euskal Herria askatuta eta Cymru am byth.
Servus Kameraden, som Andreas Kostner, Repräsentant Pol Südtirol, ICEC, son clo, la bellissima Dolomites, il cuore del Tirol. Io ti vinci alla rappresentanza di Wales, tutto il buon per si manifestazione, c'allondet ni adum, ma giac me adum, sonstec.
Salut d'or Kemreis, rends-moi l'arrêt d'or Calandvat, évite au Kerzalek, évite Kemre Dizar, Agavo Abed Nebut, Calandvat d'or, Lyon a réon gant aké d'arpez a c'hoarvez e Kemre, hag a c'hon a Tizal Riez au fond de bar gresk, gwelan son jou d'or a bevet Kemre Dizar, evet juste.
Dende a Galiza queremos enviar unha forte aperta ao pobo de Gales. Na súa loita pola independencia, este pobo irmão celta ten toda a nosa solidariedade. Somos moitos os povos que dende Europa loitamos por conquistar a nosa soberanía e temos claro que a nosa loita triunfará.
All right for Scotland. I'm Shona McAlpine. And I'm just dropping you a wee message to say that you've got our support, we are here for you, and you're not alone in this. So, have a great day, and I hope to see you all soon.
Des del País Valencià.
Des de la Franja de Ponent.
Des de Catalunya Nord.
Des de les Illes Balears.
Des d'Andorra.
Des del Principat de Catalunya.
Tot el nostre suport per al País de Gales.
Un gran sí a la independència.
Per una qüestió de justícia, històrica, actual i de futur.
Un missatge de solidaritat pels pobles en lluita per la llibertat i per la democràcia.
Per un estat independent que cuidi la llengua de la seva terra. Yes, Cambridge.
Des de tots els països catalans ens afegim al vostre clam, que també és el nostre. Som-hi, País de Gales, tots nosaltres estem amb vosaltres. Independència!
Beste trotse burgers van een toekomstig vrij en onafhankelijk Cymru. Nieuws vanuit Vlaanderen. Laatste opiniepeilingen geven een Vlaams nationale meerderheid aan in dit Vlaams parlement. De kans om een onafhankelijkheidsverklaring uit te roepen komt dichterbij. Overal in Europa dikt een onafhankelijkheidsgolf aan die niet meer te stoppen is. Want onafhankelijkheid is sociaal, logisch en normaal. Na meer dan 600 jaar onafhankelijkheidsstrijd, weg met jullie Britse stiefmoeder. Leven en welvarend en onafhankelijk Wales, Cymru aan bed.
Un caro saluto a tutti gli amici del Galles da Padova, nel cuore del Veneto, dove siamo anche noi altri in festa, e un augurio di star bene, di avere sempre tanta salute, di divertirvi, ma soprattutto di ottenere il prima possibile i traguardi che i nostri movimenti ha per condividere in felicità e in serenità tutte le nostre culture e essere vicini come popoli che ha i suoi diritti e che ha i suoi interessi. Un struccò dal Veneto.
Amigas y amigos de Asamblea Nazionale Sarda, vos mando un caro saludo da esa Sardigna. In questo día estamos preparando esas celebraciones de esa día de esa Sardigna, que este esa día de su popolo sardo, e vos auguramos un bello traballo per tutto ciò che siete facendo in questo día e a vos vedere luego potrei vagliare Parisi. Un saludo.
So we're not alone. Yesterday evening in the Park Hotel in Barry, we held an event talking about the economics of a new Wales. And one of the things that wasn't about economics but struck me about the event, we had two people speak at it, one of whom we're going to hear from next, who both said that they look at Wales and they see us starting to take the lead on where they are now. They're now looking at us at moving forward. We had someone from Scotland who said that when they asked about the independence movement, they were concerned that it had slowed down. Whereas in Wales, we've moved from sub 10% support in 2016 to 41% support now. And as we've heard, 72% support for 25 to 34-year-olds. So people are looking at Wales to start the process of making sure that we restore real democracy back to our country and to our citizens so that they can make the differences that we need. The next speaker, all those eagle-eyed amongst you would have spotted her on the video. She's coming to talk about the Catalonian experience. It's Anna Arqué.
Okay, so let me put this. Bon dia, País de Gales.
Prynhawn da BARRI. What do we all want? Annibyniaeth. When do we want it? Now, of course now, because we can now. So I'm such a pleasure to be here today with all of you, walking this march to independence, walking this march to give democracy a chance to survive the imperialism, the failing of the states of England, Spain and France. Give democracy a chance. Say yes to independence. Say yes to democracy. I am really thankful to Yes Cymru. Yes Cymru, who invited me to be here speaking from this meaningful stage in BARRI, but also they have given me the opportunity to listen to all of you. You who are you're creating this powerful movement, getting ready to lead the new wave of freedoms of the people. Yes, you are. And you should be as aware as all of us we are that you are. So, and also, thank you all under one banner Cymru, soon to be, all under one banner People's Freedom Europe. All the peoples of Europe united for self-determination. All of the peoples united for justice and freedom. All the peoples united for independence, and all of us, all the peoples of Europe united for peace and democracy. Because my Welsh friends, we, the ones that we are on the side of democracy, we are majority. We Catalans, the millions of Catalans, millions of Welsh, millions of Scottish, millions of Basques, Galicians, Flemish, Beneti, South Tyrolers, Sardinians, Sicilians, we are millions and millions plus. All of those Europeans from Germany, from Finland, from Holland, whatever you have, they exist. All those Democrats, they also back us up. So we are majority. Let's go for it. And never be afraid to mention all of us, because they will come to you, as they did to us, to tell you, Welsh, you are better off walking alone. You're gonna get quicker. Just leave them aside. Lie. They are lying. Alone, we have not achieved nothing. Alone, we are suffering all the repression, all the repression in our language, in our cultures, in our ambitions. So we say no to walk alone. Yes. And let's say what? Yes to ourselves. Yes to yourself. Yes to all of us together. Because this is how we're going to achieve it. All of us together, we are a big power. Don't let them think we are isolated causes. That's not true. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we work and we plan the future to reach and to restore our freedoms back, the sooner we're gonna stop this unfair and just exploitation of our labor, of our talent. We're gonna stop the plundering of our country's resources, this beautiful, beautiful country of Wales, guys. It's amazing how rich, how capable, how talented, with all this hard-working, creative Welsh, you can do it. Of course, you can run your own land. Who's gonna run it better? Who's gonna know best about your needs than yourself? And a last message, which I found so important, that we guys, grown-up men and women, that we know our stuff, and we know we can make it. We can make it. And basically, all of these young Welsh people, congratulations, young Welsh people. Look, it's fantastic what you're doing. We are listening to you, young people from Wales. You are standing up, saying enough, and you're damn right, because you know what? We have to make sure that all your efforts, getting ready, getting educated, so you have the natural privilege to run your country. They are the ones that are making the effort, studying, getting ready, working. They are the ones that they need to run this land. Not other young people in another neighboring country that they're getting prepared to run your country. That's their privilege. That's not how it should be. Our young people should have to aspire to the privilege of run our land, our country. Come on. So, hier rois I Gymru, hier rois I Catalunya, here rois I ni, pobl, us, we, the people who are going to make Wales, Catalonia, and all our historical nations free again. Independence, Annibyniaeth.
Wow. Diolch, Anna. Brilliant. We missed Ireland, I think, for their message. So you've just got a minute of someone from Ireland.
What's happening now?
Shemaya Kharja, it's DJ Proby here from NECAP. Just sending a message of support for Welsh independence. I know you have a march today, so I hope it goes well, and I hope the independence comes soon. Cymru Eädyth.
So follow that. So to follow that is someone who requires very little introduction. Lots of people will know this woman very well. Formerly the leader of Plaid Cymru, but more recently actually trying to make sure that things like energy are in our hands. Because one of the things that is clear about an independent Wales is that we wouldn't let big corporations extract from us at will. And Leanne Wood is someone who's trying to change that today in Wales to make sure we're ready for an independent Wales. So, Leanne.
Shmai BARRI. In the face of growing intolerance and hate, our movement must stand for love. Love for our communities, love for scapegoated and voiceless minorities, and love for one another. Cariad. If we allow hate to divide us, the far right will win. And them winning means us losing. Losing the NHS, losing human and workers' rights, losing the little bit of progress that we've made on the climate and nature crises, losing our parliament ultimately, and our democracy, limited though they might be. Unlike our brothers and sisters in America, or indeed England, here in Cymru, we have a chance to take a different path through independence. If we can persuade our fellow country people to avoid being conned by the snake oil grifters and pound shop Trumps, then we have a fantastic opportunity to create a society that is built on compassion for people. A society which rejects hate. And we create that society by coming together in our communities to build a future for ourselves. And you know what? We need to talk more. We need to discuss with each other more. And I mean in person, not online. My friend, the former MP for Cynon Valley, Beth Winter, and I have recently held 3 community assemblies in the South Central Valleys. People came to talk about what we can do together to build wealth-creating assets owned by our communities. This is part of a movement called Cymunedoli. Cymunedoli was born in Gwynedd and led by the late Sel Williams. Through Cymunedoli, we can build an alternative to this failed economic model which extracts resources and profits to benefit the City of London and the large corporations, resources and profits which leave our communities. Cymunedoli is all about communities keeping wealth local and benefiting people collectively. It's the opposite to vulture capitalism. And it's already being done in Blaenau Ffestiniog, in Bethesda, in Treherbert, and countless other places. And if enough communities do the same, we will start to see a positive change in our economic as well as our social positions. And despite our Senedd's lack of economy powers, we will be directly addressing the myth that Wales is too poor to contemplate becoming an independent country. Yes, we might not have the wealth that we should have. And yes, we might have more poverty and ill health than we should have. And there are historic reasons for all of that, of course. But being denied the powers to be able to improve our economic performance and the prosperity of Welsh people is nothing short of a scandal. And those responsible for holding us back, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. Cymunedoli is real independence. It's a mindset shift. No more subordinates, no more subjects, no more government by remote control. Cymru is a community of communities. Our communities are the foundation stones of our nation. And community-owned businesses can help to support the creation of strong, resilient communities. And they can help to end our dependence. The recent Constitutional Commission on the Future Powers for Wales said that independence is viable. One fellow commissioner said to me, independence might be viable, but is it desirable? How else can we improve our economic situation? How else do we avoid getting dragged into wars if we want to pursue peace? How else can independence be anything other than desirable with the very real threat of a far-right UK government? Independence is desirable to different people for different reasons, and those people are growing in number. I know that people's lives in this country can be better than this. And by working in and building our communities, by doing and being Cymunedoli, we can start to show what real independence looks like. And we can all play a part in this because we all live in a community. Independence won't just happen. It must be worked for and it must be won. And by all of us committing to building our communities, that practical work can start today, now. And there is no better time than now. Diolch pawb, diolch Barri Bedos, ymlaen I Annibyniaeth!
Deo! 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 Dido, 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 dido. Oh, come on. Cymru rydd. Cymru rydd. Cymru rydd. Cymru rydd. All right. Okay, da iawn. Oedd Mark wedi anghofio wneud cyhoeddiadau ar y dechrau. Mark forgot to do the emergency evacuation announcement at the beginning of the rally today, so I better do that for you now, I think. Os glywch chi'r larwm tân yn canu, a newch chi wneud eich ffordd i'r stiwardiaid, os gwelwch yn dda, o gwmpas y maes. Now, if you don't happen to speak the language of heaven, what that basically means is the Welsh speakers will be saved first. Is alive and well in BARRI. There we go. Na, dim o gwbl. Right. You need to clywed lot o siarad heddiw. We've heard so much wisdom today. You're not going to hear any from me, obviously. But we all know that people in Wales pride ourselves on the fact that we do things differently. Yeah? We care for one another. We care for our communities. And we care for our nation. So, you've just had you've shown that you like a bit of audience participation there now. So we'll do a little bit more of that. It's called Llawlan. Llawlan. I believe it exists in English as well. Put your hand up, yeah. If you think it's an absolute scandal that 1 in 3 of our children grow up in poverty. Llawlan. Motion carried. Okay. Now, I come from a town about 30-odd miles northwest of here that used to have an iron and steel industry that thrived for more than 100 years. And there's another town now about the same distance to the west of here, which has been in the headlines very recently. Now, tomorrow, I'd like you to come with me, okay? So, in the spirit of audience participation, once more, who's free at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning to be in Port Talbot? Llawlan! It's not a majority, but we can work with it. Okay? We'll have a rally at the Civic Centre in Port Talbot, bore fory, 11 o'clock, okay? And then the following Sunday, we'll be organising a mass leaf drop of Port Talbot to show solidarity with the communities of Port Talbot and to say to them, there is a better way. None of this is inevitable. If you believe that none of this is inevitable, llaw lan! Gwych, da iawn. Thank you very much. Right, that's enough from me, I think. There's only one way to finish now, as we traditionally do. And I hope you've all bought a ticket for the raffle. Because that's not a joke. Because the prize, the number one prize, of course, is independence. And you've already bought a ticket in that raffle, which is the most meaningful prize for the best raffle in the world ever. Okay? So, I'm going to ask all the speakers to come back on stage now to lead us in their beautiful voices to sing My Hen Wlad Fy Nhadau, National Anthem of Wales. So, if I could call on the speakers to come back, please. Leanne Wood, Tessa Marshall, Anna Arqué, Kiera Marshall. And we've lost Eädyth. Oh, my dad! Ac Eädyth Crawford. Gwych. Okay. So, I'm going to put this down now.